Hey y'all, this is Tasha here, back with another video. Today's video is a DIY to show you how I turned this rather ugly nightstand from this to this. I absolutely love it and it was so easy. So if you're interested, please stay tuned. Alright, so here I am outside just spray painting these nightstands. I've used this spray paint before by Rust-Oleum on another piece that I have that I've had in my bedroom for years, and I've had no issues with the paint chipping, paint dulling, or anything like that. So pretty much I use it on every furniture piece that I decide to spray paint. This spray paint also requires no sanding before, so I did not have to sand down these nightstands before I started. You can see on the one on the right, did a little bit of a tester right before I decided to go full force, just to be sure it would stick, and I truly did not have to sand these pieces down prior to starting. Make sure when you're spray painting to be in a well ventilated area. I just put a piece of plastic tarp down to protect my driveway and literally went to town on these nightstands. I will show at the end of the video where I purchased all supplies from and the total cost of this project, but I'll go ahead and say the spray paint came from Lowe's, but I'm sure you can find it at any home improvement store. I also want to note, before you spray paint any piece of furniture or project that you're doing, just be sure you wipe down the piece to be sure it is clean. Of course, I say with this, I did not sand it, but I did wipe it down to be sure any dirt, marks, or scuff were removed, because if you do not, when you go to spray paint, they will be spray painted into your piece. The first coat is just a thin coat to get everything a little bit coated with black, and then I'll go back in for a few more coats before everything is all finished. There is the spray paint. And then since I removed the drawers, I then went ahead and took this time to then spray paint the drawers. Focused most of my energy on the front piece of the drawers, and then I went in the inside. And you can see I'm not really spray painting the middle. It's because I'm leaving that for a special little surprise. Alright, so I gave this definitely time to dry in between coats. I would say about 30 minutes or so between each coat, and everything ended up needing, I did about 3 coats on all pieces for the black to be to my liking and to make sure that I covered up that cherry wood color. Alright, now I'm about to shift the pieces inside to do the mirror. I'm using this Loctite Go-To glue to secure mirror glass to the very front of the drawers. I was able to get the mirror glass cut from Lowe's. Who knew? I did not know you could get mirror cut from Lowe's, but you can. So I went there with my measurements, and I also took one of the drawers with me just so that I could be sure it was fitting correctly before I left the store. So I'm just here generously applying the Loctite glue to the front of the drawer, and then I'm taking that piece of glass that I was able to get cut and just attach it directly to the front of the drawer. You'll see at the end of the video how much all of this costs, but I was a lucky girl and I was able to get this mirror cut from a piece of scrap mirror that they had left over from cutting another project, and you'll see how cheap I was able to get these for. Keep watching. The good thing about this glue is that it does not dry instantly. It is still movable for up to 5 minutes, and then after 30 minutes it is set, and I believe the bottle says it takes 24 hours for it to completely cure. So of course, just be mindful of that. If you use this, just be sure that you get everything in its place within the 5 minutes so that your piece is not stuck in an odd direction once the glue has dried. And then I repeat these steps for the other shelf. Drawer, shall I say. All right, now after you have your pieces how you want them, you just want to apply something on it to apply the pressure so that it keeps everything in place and actually securely binds it to your project. So that's why you see I have a towel over to protect the mirror, and then I just place some books on top to provide pressure. But if you have clamps, you can feel free to use those. I didn't, because I didn't really see the need of purchasing those. And then for the added bonus, add some laundry detergent on top to give it more weight. You got to work with what you got, people. We're not trying to buy any extra stuff that's not absolutely necessary. All right, and here it is, all secured to the drawer. Remember earlier I told you I spray painted the inside and I was going to leave the actual bottom of it to put a little bit something special in there. So this is what I decided to do, basically with some wallpaper. I'm taking this and applying it inside the shelf, inside the drawer. Why do I keep saying shelf? Inside the drawer, so that I didn't have it all black and it would be a little bit easier to see the items in the drawer if you put a lighter colored background on it. So here I am just measuring the inside of the drawer so that I know exactly how to cut my wallpaper. All right, here I am just making sure everything is measured correctly before I adhere to the drawer. And then now I'm beginning to pull off the backing and actually stick it to the drawer. It stuck. It didn't stick immediately, so you can still move it around if you pressed it in the wrong place by mistake, but I initially just pressed down the very front to get me started and then used my kids' lucky Chuck E. Cheese card to make sure that I get out any air bubbles so that I didn't have, I had a flat surface with my wallpaper. You'll see here in the video that it came out just a tad bit uneven as it continued to shift a bit as I was removing the backing from it. So I thought I was going to be able to let it go because I'm like, it's on the inside. I'm really the only person that's seeing this, but I couldn't. So I did go back and lift it up a bit and then go back and reinsert it so it could be more even on all sides. But absolutely love it, and it came out just as I pictured it would. Next up is to apply some knobs back on the drawer. Did not like the handles that were originally on this, so therefore I bought these knobs and thought they were the perfect little accessory to put smack dab in the center of my mirror piece. So I just took my measuring tape and measured the length of it so that I could determine where the center was so that I know exactly where I'm placing my knob. And I was able to use the same Loctite glue to secure the knob to the mirror and to place my little elephant on there for, again, added weight. But this is the final result of the nightstands. They look absolutely perfect. I love them, and for the price that I paid, I cannot beat it, especially for this mirror effect that seems to be really popular now. I was able to do this at home myself. Got the little peekaboo action when you open up the actual drawer to give you that extra piece of detail. So I absolutely love how this project turned out, and it was so very easy to do that anyone can do it. So I'm going to move on to the breakdown of how much did all of this actually cost me. Did I really save a lot of money by using my own time? Alright right, guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave out of here and that thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them down below and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.